Hello, everybody. I'm JP from Block On Group, and I'm here to share fuck ups in my life. So, to start with, since it's a blockchain conference, I will connect my only blockchain fuck ups, so not other vertical things I'm going to talk about. My company name is Block On, and we are based in Singapore. I have 3 decades, 3+ decades of very challenging career. First decade, I was into pharmaceuticals, and from a sales representative of a pharmaceutical company, I led to a CEO of a small size pharma company. I had some hurdles during that time, but I'll summarize in the end. Then second decade of career, I underwent internet. The revolution came like what you see blockchain today. I was a generation internet expert, and I started my own internet consultancy company, and it was bundled with network marketing because my company created its own product which was built for network marketing businesses. So I had a second decade, and later on I moved to the blockchain industry, and it happened at the right time when somebody wanted to make me a payment into euro 13 and 14. And at that time, apart from PayPal, there was an option, namely Liberty Reserve, and they really fucked up with their digital currency, and government came very strongly against them, and that digital currency was banned with almost 6 billion worth of scam. So somebody wanted to transfer that payment to me from Hong Kong, and they said, hey, I do not have a legit way to send money to your company in India, and then I would like to send you some Bitcoin. I said, Bitcoin? I never heard about it. Then I went and did research. Then acceptance was very low. And then I thought that, oh, it can be like maybe another Liberty Reserve. I should not go for it. But since that was the only option left, I accepted. And from there, the price of Bitcoin went up. I converted my internet consultancy company and a small team of 10 people into a blockchain consultancy company. And from which there we started our blockchain career. So in crypto and blockchain, we always talk about moon and Lambo. But when it comes to moon, everybody knows that the first person who went to the moon. May I know the name of the first person who went to the moon? Who's that? Neil Armstrong. But do you know how many people before Neil Armstrong tried to go to the moon? Or do you know who is the second person, very second, third, or fourth person who went to the moon? Because people remember only Neil Armstrong. In the same way, in crypto, the success is measured via the highest appreciation you received during your period of time, and then you sold your bitcoins or cryptocurrencies to make some money and some fancy Lambo cars. So, for success, we link it to Lambo. But do you remember that many people have lost their cars, their houses, they lost a lot of money. So, what are the reasons that led them to the failure? So, we'll talk that success and failure also. So when I talk failure, then some people, especially those who are into not into business, into the job, who are not entrepreneurial, they say, "Oh, I might fail." They may have a fear of failure. So failures, how many times? Once, twice, thrice, 10 times. Stop counting, because let's talk only recent failures. I had 33 plus failures in my life, and I stopped counting at a later stage because each failure made me so visionary and gave me so much of knowledge and experience. So I'm going to talk about 5 major failures I have. These failures are as innocent investors, or failure as a trader, failure as a token investor, failure as a founder or a co-founder, and even failure as a VC. So let me share with you my multiple failures in multiple roles, from investor to trader to token investor to founder and as a VC. So let me talk about my failure as an innocent investor. There was a time in early 2017, the whole world was going for appreciation of crypto. It started with 2017, $100 billion market cap was zooming to 200, 300, 400, and then it reached up to 800 million in organized sector. If you see unorganized one, which was not on coin market, it touched $1 trillion. So we are a part of $1 trillion industry. And then we came across some good investments. So these are the 3 ICOs where I invested myself. The first ICO name is Bankera. I'm speaking on a public stage, but I don't shy, because this ICO was overhyped and over marketed. And they brought among top 10 cryptocurrencies the biggest name as a NAM Foundation chairman, Mr. Lon Wong, as a one of their key advisor, and they got a team of lot of Russian friends. They are among top 10 ICOs of the world. They raise 172 million. And now these stupid guys have removed their name from their own websites. If you go to bankera.com, you cannot find that who were the team members. They just run away, they wipe up the money. And the losses to me and the whole world is more than 92 percentage. I am able to say this, that entire order book of Bankera is lesser than my entire portfolio. If I start dumping Bankera, it can last even for a week. It's just like 25 BTC order book they have with the question mark on coin market cap. So the point here is, while I invested in Bankera, I just was driven by the fancy advertising scheme they created and the hefty budget they put on coin market cap, and they used very good names over there. But they believe that we cannot find them, but we got it through archives, the names and all those things, and we are asking them to give us audits of the money that they raised through us. What part of amount have been used for what? Like marketing, R&D, tech, innovation. Just 172 million has been wiped off the coin market cap, and I lost one of the major investment. Then there is another example of a token called Social. So I met this programmer of Social in a conference over here in Singapore only, and then they were exhibiting and they said very good about the project, and then I liked it and I invested with them. The same story what Bankera did, they dumped that token by over 80 percentage. And then there is this token dash, which is like an ICO bench of today. They said that we'll list all the ICOs. ICOs can be purchased using TDS, but they never bought back their tokens. So on loss side, not only some BTC, if I count it, it can be like a small few assets that I can own in India, or maybe one or two property in Singapore. I lost in these ICOs as an innocent investors. So it's not that I have not done my DD, but after my DD also it failed. So that's one of the failure I have. Another interesting example of failure that I want to share about my experience with centralized exchanges, and I would like to put it on record. This was a pump and dump scheme that was on Polinex and Binance, and there is a token namely BCN. On May 8, 2018, this token BCN was rising from 0.06 USD, and it was getting listed in Binance. So anything that happens in Binance always gets a pump. And I thought that I'm getting 5x, so I put my some BTC for my cold wallet to my exchange wallet on Polinex, and I bought this amount of BCN, that is like 276,949.7 BCN I purchased, and I made a legitimate withdrawal with this withdrawal address, and they gave me a confirmation email. And by right, this blockchain transaction should be settled in some few minutes or seconds or maybe some hours, or I can expect it if they are physically sending it, this transaction from one part of world US to China also, it should reach within 24 hours. But it took 5 working days, and I received this shit mail with reference number 840194 that confirmed withdrawal BCN was done and new coins received back. Now, how do I control this kind of centralized exchanges who just takes my money, gives me X token in exchange of Y token with a valid hash and transaction number over here, and then they sends my coin back without my consent? When I ask them, sorry to say, in 2017, Polinex has no contact us button. We were living in that world. We were investing millions of dollars into the exchanges who do not give us access. And if you get response within 24 to 70 hours, it was considered like a really, really good for you. So I tried to do a probe over there, and the answer to them was that transaction over the network was not successful. Is it possible when you send your transaction over a Bitcoin network, can it not go for so many days? What they did was they took away my Bitcoin, converted into a BCN from 0.06 to 0.06 to 0.03. The 5x appreciation which I had got, they eat up and they give me when the dump started. So the story here is, decentralized exchange has not taken away my money. I failed as a trader over there. But the worst part is, I'm sorry to say, they deleted this entire transaction from the record. You open my Polinex account, you cannot find this transaction. They are so scary. And later they were acquired by a VC called Circle. And recently I met Circle and I escalated this issue to them. So my probe and recovery process is still going on. But I have the email which they have forwarded on this one. So that's my failure as a trader. I'm sure many of you might have failed as a trader, but it could be like a profit and loss of arbitration. But my story as a trader is worse than any other trader because Binance has fucked me up. Next, my failure as token investor. So we invest in many ICOs as a token investor. Don't get carried away by those images. I'm going to explain you why I put those picture. So I invested in one ICO which is trying to complete the ICO since 9 months. And this pregnant ICO, the baby is not delivered yet. So recently I joked with them that please finish this ICO within upcoming 3 months. Otherwise, we will be celebrating our happy anniversary. So it will be like a ICO anniversaries. So there are ICOs in the world who are still saying we are doing ICOs, and they never end up there like a pregnancy or like an anniversary. So there will be some ICOs who will keep raising the money. I invested in such ICO. I don't want to give that name because I have still vested interest. If something like Polinex happens, I will put that name in my next session, maybe after 3 months. But this is how investors are being scammed in the projects. Then I have failure as founders. So in past year, I invested in 15 plus projects, and in some of the project, I was a good partner with good friends. And what I missed over there, that few of my partner lacked attention in the business, and some of my partner had no good intentions in the business. Those who were lacking attention in the business, I spent good time with that, and then we are rebuilding our ventures. But those who had good intentions, my mentors has told that if somebody is doing that thing, you should not work with them because there are high chances they'll repeat. Because like Anthony Robbins says, the way you do something is the way you do everything. So it's not your problem. It's the attitude problem or the intention problem. So I stopped working with the people who are not good intention holder in our business. And sometimes we had a mismatch of vision and passion also. So when we start our journey as a founder, we have the same vision. But when we move forward, the vision changes. And then we also have some change in passion. Some founders are not as passionate as you are. So if not 50-50, it can be like a 30-70, 60-40, but it should not be like it, you have 10%, you have 90% passion and your founder will have only 10%. So partnering with budding and your founder, if you are working with your friends, please take care that they should have same passion as you have. And then I also failed as pre-seed funding investor. As a VC also I have a failure. We lacked some due diligence. We invested in some project where we were not knowing what is the exact story behind the project. And we also used to do instant funding before 2018. Like, okay, if I like idea, I just put money into you. But later on, we got this model called DICO, which is decentralized autonomous ICO kind of model. We converted into the new world as a progressive funding. We give you milestone based payment. So, for example, this month you do this much for your project, and then you get the second payment. Otherwise, I don't want to give you a payment and then you run away with my money, and as a VC, I fail. So over here, I lack a lot of founders' commitment. So to summarize, it's not just about the failures, but it's about the strength. Every failure that I got made me more stronger. I got more passion of investing and I become a matured investor. So you should keep investing in both the ways, time and money. It's not about a VC who can just invest money and get an equity. If you are a good co-founder, you can invest your time, and against your time also you can have an equity. But while you keep investing, please make sure that your time is also money. So what makes us successful? Education, knowledge, application knowledge. What is that? Let's see this picture on the left side. Can you identify who are these two guys on the left side over here? Right, brothers, right? So what I did, They invented planes, and they face the same problem that we are facing in blockchain. That you invented something people don't want to accept. That's adoption challenge. They said the planes cannot take off for 50 years, but they did it. But as an investor, they had a proper knowledge and education of their business. But did they make money? No. Who is the giant in aviation sector? Boeing. So people who apply your knowledge and market it well are the one who are going to make money. Otherwise, you will become a Wright brothers, very well known in the history, but you will not be richer like Boeing. Same way. Let's go to the second picture. Can you identify who is that? Another gentleman, Graham Bell. What did he invented? Phones, right? Did he make money out of the phone? Amazing invention. But who made money? Today, Vodafone is making money. Singtel is making money. So please don't understand that you are a great inventor, you will do good invention, and you are the one who is going to make money. I have one more example. In India, we have a cricket series which is called IPL, and it is very hot. But IPL was not originally started by the guy who is right now owning it. Kapil Dev, the great cricketer of India, who is all rounder, created this series called ICL. But he couldn't market it. The marketeer, the sales guy who marketed it well, is making billions of dollars today. And same way, because we are in blockchain conference, I would like to highlight this gentleman's name. This photograph is actually treated as Satoshi Nakamoto, the creator of Bitcoin. It's not a right photograph because he has hidden his identity so far. But do you think that he made the most money? No, he just invented in 2009 by writing a peer-to-peer white paper. And that says that this peer-to-peer cash network should go. So today we have people like our friend Roger or Dash or Ethereum or few of you who are holding this cryptocurrency making more money than this guy. So in your venture, you should focus on making more application of your product and your business. That's how we'll make successful. So while concluding my sharing with you for fuck up, these are the few takeaway I want to give you. Be tough. Failures will come your way, and then you should not go back that, oh, I failed once, twice, thrice. You should be tough over there. The second thing I want to say is control. Trust is better, but control is much, much better. So we in relationship we trust people, but we don't have control. So when you have business, have a proper control. Please add one financial guy, hire him part time, maybe 30 minutes a day, 1 hour a day, but control your business. Most of the businesses I underwent which failed where we have poor financial management. Founders were managing. We should have third party who is a neutral to manage. Then you should stay focused. Today I am doing this, tomorrow I am doing this. As a founder, you are not allowed to do multiple things. As a VC, as an investor, you are allowed to do multiple things. So if it's your venture, it's your baby, you should take care. I see many friends getting defocused and then the venture is not going through. We should accept challenges because if you see like blockchain winter is there, then everybody is saying, oh, it's winter, 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 go away. If there is a winter, after winter, it's always hot. So the challenge which we had in crypto has led to the mass adoption of blockchain, and we should accept challenge that yes, my industry is facing challenge. So what we should do, events like this, gatherings, empowering more people. You see Roger today, he is distributing $5 to $10 worth of bitcoin into your individual's wallet. He is giving you Bitcoin cash. That much passionate he is about his industry because he accepts challenges. Then you should think long term. This business or any business is not for short term thinker. If you are a short term thinker, take your money. Next door there is a casino. Go there, just gamble it, and you can come back. Either you win or lose. But if you are really doing business, think long term. And the last thing that I would like to tell is sales. No business on the planet can exit without sales, and you should be the CRO, Chief Revenue Officer in a LinkedIn language. But in my world, I call it as a salesman. You should be a salesman every day. If I cannot sell something before 12 p.m., I ask my wife to get me a coffee and I'll take 1 or 2 hours to contact all of my friends who are online and try to sell something so that I can win bread for my family. That's my primary income. I forget my secondary income. That is already going to be there. But the moment you stop selling, or the moment you don't start selling, your venture is not going to exist in this world and you will be lost in the history. This happened to many other businesses who could not bring sales to the business. So no ventures, no founders comes and says, hey, our venture could not succeed because we could not fail. we could not sell. They will say we failed because of this and that. So I accepted responsibility for some of the project where we could not sell, and we take it further from there. So that's all about my fuck up story. It's quite Western stuff to talk fuck up in Asia, and no people comes up. In fact, for this event, we asked at least 10 people to come, but we got 3 to 4 people to talk. So this is my personal information. You can connect me to on WeChat or LinkedIn. Thank you very much.